Hello, everybody. This is Taco Movie Talks, episode 8. We're going to be doing a slightly different format this week. We're going to do this one video at a time. So if you haven't seen a movie, you can just watch the movies that you have watched or the ones that you don't mind spoiling. As always, please like and subscribe. And thank you, everyone who already has done so. Very much appreciated. And couldn't, you know, do it without y'all. So keep on keeping on, y'all, and I will do the same. And we got a really good first movie that we're going to go over this week. And it is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot by Michael Cimino. And I think I did misspell his name. There is a C there. And I hope to God you can forgive me for this mistake I've made. But what is not a mistake is this director in this cast because this is my first Semino movie, and I have heard that Clint Eastwood would not do another movie with Semino despite how good this one was. Partly, I think, because it is not. It's very close to what he normally is, but he is usually one of the main forces where he felt more. I don't think you could say ensemble in this one, but Jeff Bridges is this young gun right here and this young gun right here. It's just hard to believe. He certainly looks a lot different without the beard and being dramatically younger than probably some of his more famous movies, but he is damn good in this movie. And on top of that, there is another character who goes by the name of Red in this movie who is also really, really good. George Kennedy is the actor's name, and to my knowledge, I think he was definitely a lot more famous earlier on, but is just absolutely lights out in this movie. And it is a heist movie first and foremost, an action movie first and foremost. It has that thing going for it where rated R movies in the 70s are definitely compared to what our sensibilities are, I mean, like, we have, superhero movies now that are R-rated, and they're kinda silly, and this one is silly, it's witty, but it's maybe more offensive to some people's sensibilities, but certainly did not offend mine, as I greatly enjoyed this movie. But if you are easily offended by maybe kind of some misogynistic language, this is not going to be the movie for you. But it's kind of, as I described it when I first reviewed it, it's a guy's movie. Like the characters are very much men's men, guys, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And the director really shows off in this one. A lot of great shots. He uses the environment to its full potential, I believe. Some freaking sick action shots for sure. I am almost positive one of the first action sequences we saw a stuntman die. Um, not to make light of the situation at all, but there is a scene where the stuntman is hanging onto a car that then gets flipped. He's, on the passenger side window, and the car rolls on his side. And I'm like, did I just witness a murder in this film? And there was no in memorial at the end. So, I mean, they might have just covered that murder up after the fact. But Um, what else? I mean, we got the dude in this movie, so you could say it's a dude's dude movie. And man, Jeff Bridges he's pretty funny in this one, as is Eastwood, which might be surprising. I've only watched, I think, Dirty Harry, Million Dollar Baby, and Unforgiven as far as my Eastwood movies go, and I might be forgetting one off the top of my head, but I think those are the only 4 Clint Eastwood movies that I've seen, and he is funny. He has like a certain type of sense of humor in his other movies, but he definitely brings it because this is very. It has a great sense of humor to it, and Red I thought was funny. Maybe the only actor that does really get overshadowed because in my opinion, I don't think Eastwood does, but is kind of the 4th man on their heist team, and his name is Goody. I mean, and I don't know if this was a film where going into it, they're like, let's make a movie for Jeffrey Lewis to really shine. So, looking at it from that perspective, I'm not sure if it was something people were surprised by because there was definitely a lot of star power on the screen. And maybe this shows maybe me being from such a different era, but I was surprised by how Red as a character was really able to shine with the likes of Jeff Bridges and Clint Eastwood, and people who know the actor of George Kennedy might not be surprised at all because, like I said, I think he was maybe from a different era and had parlayed that into being a character actor, and I would imagine successful because he was very, very good in this. And man, if I was a casting director and saw this movie, I would definitely want to pick him up because as far as like a side character, he was able to add a lot for sure. But it's a pretty thoughtful plot. There are very few, if any, areas that really aren't well done. So from that perspective, it's definitely one that I recommend. I saw this one on HBO Max, and I can't say enough. It's a great movie, and I think Cimino is a director I think, and maybe I'm conflating directors here or mixing up stories, but I believe he might be a guy that can be hit or miss. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I am going to definitely green light any movie that crosses my path that is done by him because of this. I guess, in other words, he's earned some leeway in my mind as far as wanting to check out more of his stuff. And last but not least, the rating for this movie for me was a 4 out of 5 stars. So definitely really good. So, hopefully that speaks for itself um I mean, I always try to watch good movies, so it's probably, I don't give a lot of negative ratings probably for that very reason, but 4 out of 5 stars is a pretty good rating, um, as far as I'm concerned. On my um, scale. So hopefully that speaks volumes and will make you want to check this movie out if you haven't already seen it. So thank you all for watching this video, and hopefully you like this new format where you can just dip your toe into one movie if you haven't seen, you know, all of the movies that I cover. And if you don't like this format, let me know because I can easily go back to the other format. So that will definitely be something that I would like to see in the comments because otherwise I'm going to keep rolling with this format where each movie gets its own video unless a lot of people say they don't like it. So also be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next movie talk. Thank you, everybody. Bye.